If it wasn't a circus before, it is now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Full Circus. My name is Tristan Sartoris, and I know I just said that backwards because much like the opening sequence of the show, my sentences too are a juggling act, okay? I don't know what I'm throwing up and what I'm bringing down because it's just the nature of the circus, baby. Strap in, prepare to be entertained. That's what we're doing. We rock and we roll, and sometimes things are out of order, but it's chaos, and it's cool, and it's fun. Speaking of the juggling thing, dude, that was no easy feat. I know I cut it together and it looks like, hey, I just juggle and let's roll into it. That is not what happened at all. Okay, I don't know if you ever tried to juggle in a 2-foot enclosed space and go like this. Hey guys, and you smile and you're making eye contact with the camera and you say, hey, what's up? And you're trying to sound charismatic and as awesome as I just did. It's not easy, okay? You would find very quickly if you tried that juggling is not for the faint of heart, okay? Now, I'm going to be honest and real and vulnerable and open with you guys. That took about 35 minutes. 35 minutes of pure circus acting juggling. And that sucked a lot. So you better believe we cut to that logo, that little title card, and said, hey guys, what's up? But the truth is I went, finally, later, I'm out. And I walked and I took a breather because I just couldn't do it. I was sweating. I was pouring sweat and fear and frustration, but I got it. But also, I poured a lot of success out, and that felt good. Anyways, guys, I'm happy to have you guys here with me today in the late hours once more. It's like just after 1 a.m., so it's not as late as our most recent late a.m. hours, but it's late nonetheless, okay? And I don't know why that is, okay? I don't know what my deal, what my routine, what my life structure is that prevents me from doing the podcast. Actually, I can tell you, nothing, dude. Nothing prevents me from doing the show at any time during the day. This is my own freaking irresponsibleness, okay? I get lazy, and I don't know what my problem is, guys. I with the juggling thing, I sat there. I kept going and staying after. Like, yeah, I'm going to get this. I'm never going to quit until I take care of it because this is what's important to me. But with my actual passions and creative endeavors and things I want to be working on, like this podcast, I'm like, when it comes around to it, I'll get around to it. You see what I'm saying? But, I guess if a clown can do it, I'm just more inclined to chase it. But anyways, guys, welcome to the show. Responsibility, okay? Responsibility is something I have been lacking, and I apologize for that. Not that the episode comes out at the same time, but it's something that is frustrating me. And I guess I'll get after it next week. No. Real quick, you might have noticed, okay? You might have noticed these lights. The colors have changed behind me. Why? Who, what, where, when, why? You ask? I did a quick Google search, okay? Like any good thematic podcast host, I looked up responsibility because that is the theme of this episode going all the way through from beginning to end. I don't know completely. I haven't planned out what I'm going to say entirely through this podcast, which is still irresponsible of me, but the point still stands that I want to be more responsible. So I changed the lights to a responsible color. How, you may ask? I Googled it. I said, what's the color of responsibility? Google said blue. I said, no way. Okay, so apparently there's a color for literally anything. It doesn't have to be an emotion. It can just be a frame of mind, I guess. There's colors for hungry, responsibleness, pickiness, undecidedness, which is just weird because how would you choose a color? I don't know, but I want to be more responsible, if not through the whole episode, at least through the first 10 seconds, okay? So I did plan out my first topic of conversation in my new responsible podcast, okay? So I chose a topic that was very important to all adults that I see. We're going to be talking about the weather, guys. The weather. I don't know why adults like to talk about the weather, but we're going to talk about the weather because it's cool. We look it up. We say, hey, the rain's coming down. The skies look cloudy. And you say, Dale, you see the skies? He says, yeah, do we share the same skies? And he says, okay, well, that's the weather. Boom, we're grown-ups. And that's what I want to do here today because I want to feel like I just want to, continue on my path of adulthood, and I'm going to start with the weather because that's what all the greats do. That's what all the great big people do. They chat. They chat about cumulonimbus. I don't know. So yeah, guys, let's talk about the weather. Let's be responsible. Let's get into this and say, hey, we are grown people. Unless you're not, then, we're still talking about the weather, regardless. It might suck, because it's probably going to suck for me, because I don't really care about the weather, because I don't really consider myself an adult. But guys, to all the adults here, let's chat. Let's talk about the weather. Now, this is where I'm hoping, where all you guys are sitting back, you're drinking your coffee in the morning, you got your newspaper, and you're like, hey, I'm just listening to the background. I say weather, and you go, huh? And you turn towards the screen. You're like, what's he talking about? He's talking about the skies right now? Turn that up. Put that on the big screen. We got to hear this guy. And let's talk, guys. Let's just chat. I know I got your attention now. Guys, the weather has sucked. Can we all get an agreement? Everyone in Ohio, the weather sucked. Can I get an amen? Yeah, amen. But the weather's freaking crappy. It's trash. And we're like, yeah, it sucks. We got 18 inches of snow overnight, okay? And then it kept coming and piling on. Who does that? Why? Who dumps all that out and is like, not good enough? So it keeps going down. Then it rains just a little bit, freezes, ice, more snow. And now this morning, get ready for this, it was -4 degrees. I'm not talking Celsius, okay? -4 Fahrenheit. Now, all the adults, can I get an amen? This sucks. Amen, Tristan. Yeah, you just want one of us. One of us. Yeah, dude, the weather sucks. It's horrible. It's cold. And I hope we can all, just complain and be in unison and talk about that. There's not a lot of jokes to make with the weather, but the fact that the weather is the weather. And now, we're adults, guys. We did it. We did it. We talked about the weather. Step 1 to adulthood complete. Tune in next week and I'll see if I do my taxes or something like that. No, guys, weather sucks. We're moving on. I'm past the responsibility thing. Dude, speaking of the bad weather, though, my mother. Okay, I'm saying it like I'm angry with my mother, but I'm not. My mom is not partaking in the same weather that she is. My mom just flew south for the winter, literally. Yeah, she's currently with my aunt. It doesn't really matter what she's doing down there. I'm not going to get into the whole thing, but I'm making it sound it's not like a big drama deal. I'm just saying she went down. It's just a couple days, but she's on a beach, dude. My mom is on a beach right now with the sunshine, and we are stuck here in -4. Can I get a crap? Can I get this sucks? This sucks, dude. She should be freaking here. Yeah, I don't have anything against my mom, but the point is, and it's not really important what my mom is doing, except for the fact that my mom is on a beach with sun, and I'm here. It is -4 degrees. Yeah. Anyways, guys. And now I assume that's what else adults say. They say, hey, this guy's got it better than me. And I say, yeah, freaking let's band together. And, I'm just really trying to assemble an army of adults to, I don't know what we do, but if we had an army, we could figure it out. Guys, what else is going on? I wanted to, dude, I got to check my notes now. Oh, guys, I've been being way more adult than I ever thought. So, I got some slippers for free. I went over to my brother's house, and he's like, yo, you want these slips? And I'm like, what? Why do I need slippers for? He's like, well, I'm not going to wear them, and slippers are great. They make you feel more responsible. I said, hey, stop right there. Need that. So he gave me some slippers for free, and I've never worn slippers ever in my life. I've never cared to have them. I've never wanted them. I don't know why I would even. I wear socks. Why? Like my feet aren't cold. Don't need slippers. Slippers change your life, dude. I've been rocking slippers with the robe combo. Okay, I've never felt more like an adult and responsible, but like not all the way. It's like casually lazy, like responsible, but not enough. But I look the part, dude. And it's crazy how if you really dress for something, they say dress for the job you want, dude. And I wake up and I put on this robe and I put on my slippies, and all of a sudden I get like the feeling, the inclination to go and get the newspaper. I don't even read the newspaper, guys, but I'm like, yeah, I don't even know what to do right now, but I feel like I should be, doing more. This is how adults gesture. Yeah, I just feel better about myself now. That didn't make me do the podcast any earlier, but I'm hoping that if I keep continuing on this path, it'll evolve. Yeah, guys, we're so responsible that even though it does count out and we're not responsible with our technical difficulties ahead of time, they come back and we notice them and we get them fixed, right? Because we're responsible. What was I talking about? I don't know. Slippers, dude. My slippers. I've been wearing my robe and my slippers like a comfy mofo, okay? I will say this about slippers. Call them something different. okay? Whatever you like, they have tread on them, right? You have these freaking chunky dunk tread. You could replace them for cleats. You could be a roofer. I don't care. They got strong tread where you think, I'm not slipping ever. Anti-slip, slip me not. But that was not the case for me, okay? I walked out, like I said, it's been icy, okay? I walked out there, freaking 2 steps in, like in a cartoon character. I slipped feet in the air down on my back, dude. You know how embarrassing it is to slip in your own driveway while wearing slippers and a robe, and I'm getting the newspaper, which I don't even read. It's pretty embarrassing. And you know what, real quick, this is our interesting thought thing for the week. I had a different one, but we'll just do that one next one because this is something that's very passionate and near and dear to my heart. Now, here we go. It's the details and the plows. These are some of my interesting thoughts. Yeah! Dude, regarding falling, okay, there is something so humiliating about slipping, tripping, falling, stumbling, crashing that is just so remarkably magical and embarrassing that I can't get over it, okay? So I slipped, right? It's out in the open. I put it out there into the public space that me, Tristan, the freaking king of balance, you would imagine, the guy who can juggle. I slipped and I fell, and it just had me thinking about falling in general, dude. When you trip, there's very few things that you could do within your own home with nobody around and still get embarrassed, right? You break wind in a public scenario, okay, and someone, what's that? Hey, it's that guy. And they call you out and you go, oh gosh, sorry, and you're ashamed, okay? You're embarrassed. That's what that is. And you could trip in public. It's embarrassing. It's freaking shameful. It's a horrible act. And there's many things you can do to embarrass yourself. The list goes on and on. But you could break wind in your own home, okay? And even if people are there, you go, hey, dude, I'm the king of my own castle. I do what I want. And you're still fine, okay? But no one's there. You break wind, you're chilling. But if you slip and you fall, I don't care who's there, who's not there. If you slip in your own home, you can still find a way to be embarrassed. Nobody was around to see me fall, okay? I slipped, and I got up, and I hung my head down, and I was looking around just to check if anyone was there, and I realized it didn't matter. Okay, if you fall, if you slip in your own home, it's still soul-crushing, okay? If you try and sit down in your chair and you miss and you fall on the ground, it is not one of those things you can just bounce back from and say, hey, at least nobody saw. It's embarrassing. It's 100% through and through embarrassing. And that's just something I've been thinking about a lot, and now you can pay attention to that going forward. Like if you're falling down and you're slipping, you go, hey, that sucks. There's no getting around to that. So if you're like, hey, it sucks, there's people around, just know that even if they weren't there, it would still be just as embarrassing. And maybe that makes you feel better. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. There's not really a moral to the story. These are what I'm thinking about. Interesting thoughts from my brain, not yours. It's late, guys. Anyways. What else has been going on, dude, regarding the slip? Dude, the snow. I'll talk about this real quick. The cousins were in town, dude. The family was in town, and it's funny to see people who haven't been in snow. Like I'm just like, oh, it's freaking -4, sucks. Amen. And our cousins or our family are from down south. That's where my mom is, and they don't see snow often, so they're just running outside and doing snow angels like a couple of freaking mad lads. And my Uncle Doug, who has no interest, bless his heart, dude, he ran out there, and it's like 2 a.m., and like, yeah, dude, we love the snow! And he ran out there like, oh, Doug, come on. And he's like, yeah, dude, I'll do it, no problem. They go out and do these huge snow angels in the neighbor's yard, mind you, but it's just like the snow, I don't know. Do people not have temperature? But I was really impressed and proud of them nonetheless. But it's funny to see people act like they've never, whoa. And it's not like they haven't seen snow before, but it's different. It's fun. I mean, it sucked. I can guarantee you he hated it 100%. But, good on, he still did it. So, yeah, there's not really like a ton of, wasn't going to make a joke about it. I was just going to acknowledge that so I can look back at this episode and remember the memories, because it's all about remembering the memories, guys. That's what responsible people do. And responsible people jump in the snow when they can at all times, unless it's -4. And unless you live in Ohio, then you just forego the whole thing entirely. What else has been going on? Oh, yeah. I jingle now. I scat. Guys, your boy is getting a new pair of wheels. Okay, a new pair of wheels. I have not had a car for a while, right? I've been driving like our family vehicles or my mom's car or my dad's truck or whatever. I've been driving other people's vehicles for months now, for a long time. And when you have car troubles and things break down, you're completely screwed. Okay, so I was going to watch someone else's dog, and they only live like a mile or two away, and the weather sucks. Okay, we know the weather sucks. We've talked about it many times. Amen, Tris. Ow, amen. Dude, I have like a little mark. I don't even know if it shows up on here, but I got punched in the face by my dog this morning. I mean, she might just like stepped on my face, but it felt like a right cross, and it was just, dude, my dog's a bully for real. Abby sucks. She's kind of like the weather. No, she's a good dog, but I can talk about her all I want down here because she can't beat me up. You know, like if I talk bad about her upstairs, you know, she comes for me. She's just horrible. She doesn't like people, and she doesn't like them talking bad about her behind her back. But that's what this booth is all about. This is why I spend so much time down here, is so she can't get me. Yeah. Yeah! Brain fart, guys. That's what you do. Responsible people always fall off track and get back on because that's the responsible thing to do. I already forgot what I was going to say. Doesn't matter. I'll find it. Oh, yeah, dude. New car. So I have not had a car for a while, and I was watching someone's dog like 2 miles away, and I was riding my bike, and the weather just starts coming down hard. Like, it wasn't even like just pure snow or anything. Like, you could handle the snow. So I'm riding my bike, and all of a sudden it's like rain, but like snow, but like mix, but not sleet. It's a thing they call here grapple. Okay? So Ohio has such crappy weather that we make up new words for it. So grapple, it's this kind of like thick, heavier sleet that really punches you in the face. So I'm just riding. I get about half a mile. I'm riding. It's already freezing cold, and I'm like, oh, this sucks. And all of a sudden, this starts coming down, and it's coming into my face, and I'm riding, and it's so cold, and I'm pedaling, so it's even giving more wind resistance. I'm like, holy crap, this sucks. And now I'm going uphill both ways towards this person's house, and I was just having this flashback. You know when your grandparents say, man, it was when I was a kid, you had to walk 17 miles to school uphill both ways, doesn't matter what the weather was. We didn't get a snow day off. That's how I felt in this moment. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is what grandfather was talking about. Grandpapa, this is horrible. I can relate more. The weather sucks. Hey, freaking amen, grandpapa. Yeah, it was really bad. It was really horrible. And then on top of that, I went to go watch my brother's dogs. I watched a lot of dogs. That's why I can really tell that Abby isn't one of the best. But I was watching their dogs, and their truck, they left me a truck, but I couldn't find the keys for it, and I had to get to Walmart really fast. So I'm running now. I'm running because Walmart, it's like half a mile away. So I'm like running to Walmart in the rain, and then it starts doing the freaking grapple thing again. I'm like, what is this? And then I can just feel the spirit of my papa right next to me. I'm like, this sucks. He's like, amen. Freaking weather sucks. And like, I'm feeling like an adult, but I'm also so cold. Good thing I have my slippers. And I've just had an experience not having a car. You really have these out of vehicle experiences, and they're not great. Okay, they're not great, but they're fun to talk about on the podcast. But anyways, guys, I'm getting a new set of wheels, and it will be nice. It will be good because I need to. The reason I'm getting this because for the sales thing, right? I got to be driving around and doing some sales. And speaking of the sales, dude. Speaking of it, I've been studying for this license exam, and it sucks, dude. It sucks. It's so boring. You're just listening like, hey, Section 1, Article A. Regarding a whole life insurance policy, the policy owner can therefore insert its cash value and find a term life does have a decreasing term benefits. And you'll see that between these things, I'm like, what? It's so lame, and it's so boring. And I talked about this on the other one. It's like, dude, jobs are just boring. And the problem is, I'm not really a good visual learner. Like I don't just read it and commit to the memory. I'll read something. I'm like, I'm reading. I'm not really reading. I'm just seeing the words. I'm completely checked out in my brain. I'm like, yeah, dude, grapple's interesting. Oh, the weather sucks. You should be more responsible. Can't wait to do the podcast. I should do it right now. No, I'll keep reading. And by the time I finish this 1,000-word essay of an insurance policy, I realize I haven't been paying attention at all. I'm in my own brain. I'm zoned out. So I've been doing this other thing where it does an autoplay like a reader. It'll say, hey, the OARC 9001113987 article AAOC 1130842179er. And anyways, you can listen to these readers, guys. And you know me, dude. When I hear someone else talk, I tune out too because I'm like, that's not my voice. I don't need to care. But I've been really trying to focus and dedicate into it. And it's hard because they talk so slow and talk about these weird, like just super lame. It's super boring. They go, and if a policy owner decides that they misstated their age and they realize that they're not actually 68, they're 67, they can therefore go back and put their actual age on the contract. I'm like, wow, I can't believe they let him get away with that. But yeah, the hardest part though is that I can't read. No, I have trouble reading all this freaking boring stuff, so I listen to it, but the guy's so slow, so I put it on 2.5 times speed. I'm like this. Now you're speaking my language, okay? Because I talk really fast. Well, I can hear fast, too. I don't hear slow. When I hear slow, I don't know what you're saying, dude. So I keep on moving. I keep on listening. I just say, hey, dude, this is what we're talking about. We're talking about the policy owners. We're talking about everything that's going into the business and the insurance and the life schemes and the plans and everything and all about it in Cars and Grapple. So that really helps me, really get into it. But that's insurance for you, dude. You zone out quick. If it's not, it's just not exciting, regardless. What else, guys? I know I'm all over the place. If you're watching this, you're saying, "Hey, dude, you're all over the place." I know, and that's because I'm trying to be responsible, and it's honestly just not my bag. So I'm gonna stop doing that. I'm giving up right now. Anyways, what else is, dude? I was just talking about the insurance thing. I got another invitation to sign up for another insurance company. Someone else saw the podcast, a completely different, it wasn't insurance, it was sales, a completely different sales company, and said, hey, dude, we love your charisma. We saw you juggle. We see everything about you. We think you're funny. We think you're talented. We love everything about it, and we would love to have you come work for me. And I appreciate the freaking flattering remarks, but I'm more confused. What about me screams goofy, childish salesman, right? I don't know. But I keep getting them nonetheless. People keep saying, hey, you want to sell stuff for you? And it's like, no. I can't even, I'm done reading this. I'm almost don't even feel like doing the job in the first place because it's so much reading. But yeah, it's studying and it's, dude, I haven't done a lot of it. I should be doing more studying. And that wasn't the reason I didn't get on here and do the podcast. I just wasn't responsible. A more responsible person would also be reading and doing the podcast, but that's okay, guys. I gotta close the show. I'm so out of it and so out of the loop. I gotta get up and do more studying, and then I gotta go buy a car, and then I gotta go watch more dogs. Hope the weather's nice.